for Mimi Benfield.
That's so sweet. Good? How are you doing? It's so nice to be here. I have open. You all know who Cameron Esposito is?
Yes.
Lesbians? Oh my God. You're bad days. You're bad days. It's fine. I'll forgive you. Things are going really well for me, actually. I've also lost a lot of weight. I'm at 42 pounds as of today. Yeah, my pre-pandemic weight. Now I just got 40 more to go, and then I can finally get on a roller coaster. Yay. I'm also 4.5 months sober. Just alcohol. Just alcohol. Not the good stuff. You know, how do you think I lost all this weight? No, I do like being sober, but it's making me much gayer and wider. I didn't know that was going to happen. I do drive a Subaru, proud of it. Of course, there's sport, because I'm a party. And I really got into camping. Yeah, the complexity. I went recently and camped in Florida voluntarily, because I guess it's suicidal, apparently. And it's weird that I'm really into it like that, because I used to think of camping a lot like cocaine, stay with me. Whenever anyone would talk about it, I'd be like, ooh, I don't fuck with that. But as soon as someone asks me if I want to do it, I'm like, hell yeah, I know a place. I got a guy, let's go. And then I disappear for 3 days and show back up with bloodshot eyes and a bunch of bruises I can't explain. It's not the same. I'm still risking my life, so it's a good time. I was down in Florida, it was pretty cool, and I was in Tennessee last weekend. I went to Dollywood, so it's still kind of safe. And I know, for gays going to Florida and Tennessee, is yeah. But in Florida, I performed at Pensacola Pride, so that was also super gay. And I realized, gay people, I don't care how you feel about us, but gay people, we really know how to spruce a place up. Let's just be honest. We make stuff better. If gay people move into your neighborhood, we're going to raise that property value for you. We're magical. If you send 100 queers to Detroit, we can turn that bitch around in a week. We make it a tourist attraction. Have opened up property somehow, because we're magical. Magical Disney gays, like Shane likes to talk about. What do you want to talk about? What do you want to open with? I should have planned this better. I did a show last night, and I thought it was supposed to be clean, and it wasn't. So I got the clean set here. But we're going to talk about dicks. Fuck it. These jokes always work, right? You always make people, especially when a lesbian tells it, because I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. I was getting annoyed when people are like, oh, how do you know unless you try, And it's like, I have tried, I'll admit it, I have tried 3 different times with men. I've tried to give a hand job, which is entry-level penis stuff, right? That's like penis 101. And I guarantee everybody in this room can give a better hand job than me, and I know that because all 3 times I was asked to stop. That's true. How bad do you have to be to get a 16-year-old virgin? He was a virgin. To be like, stop touching it, stop! I think you should wait. I was also 16. I just want to make that. Last week, curious. Sobriety's changing me. No, it was one of the stereotypical stories. He was my boyfriend. My parents went out of town, so I called him up and I said, tonight's the night, baby, tonight's the night. You're going to get my flower. I'm going to give you my pearl every summer. And he comes over, guys, it was so romantic. He comes over, he's wearing dirty basketball shorts, and he drops them, and there it was, the first dingling I'd ever saw in my entire life. Just completely flaccid, as limp as the day is long. And I was under the impression that teenage boys were just always ready for action, And he said, well, baby, I thought maybe you want to play with me a little bit. He did that little wiggle that y'all like to do. Kind of funny looking. And that is a strong word, but you know what? I do pride myself on being a team player, so I scooched up the edge of that bed and I was out of line with my first Peter. And I'm going to show y'all my first attempt at a hand job. Now, a little backstory, I actually went to Christian school, Southern Baptist Christian school growing up. This is what happens when you send your kids to Christian. I can tell from your face, and well, hey, you have to be gay. You didn't have a choice. Gay or prostitute, but the prostitutes make more money, but that's okay. But no, I was going away. I'd never seen porn before. I'd never seen any porn at this point. I've seen all of it. I'm very up to date now. I think I've seen some of you in some porn, and I like that. But no, this is my first attempt at a hand job. All I knew was it was a hand. It involved a hand and a job, neither of which I'm particularly fond of. But I was giving it my best shot. We're going to do some prop comedy because I'm a professional, you know what I'm saying? going to use this right here. It was not nearly as big as he was right. But it was limb, so we're just going to I didn't know a lot about feelings, but one thing my meemaw taught me when I was about 12 is that whenever you're fiddling around with one, you never make eye contact, because that's how you get pink eye. So I knew that much. I knew not to look at it, so I turned away and just... Yeah, I tapped that tip. It was just flopping around like a golden baby. There was something to see. There was something to see. And he didn't enjoy that. So he said, why don't you try a blowjob? Now, I had never heard of a blowjob. I didn't know what this was. And I'm familiar now. I've never done it either. But it doesn't involve a lot of blowing. I don't feel like it's correctly named for what I've gathered. But I didn't know this. I was 16. I was a baby. How would I know? So I took my lesbian death grip and put that around his pecker. And y'all know how the dinglings, they got the little hole on the tippity top? I just, as hard as I could. With all, and I was playing the trumpet. It was like pulsating. There's something to see. It was something to see. I just found out bees can die that way if you blow hard enough. They have like an embolism or something like that. He's fine. He's fine. He's got a single wife behind the murder bar. He's doing just fine out in the States. He's living around. The third guy, I was a little bit older. I was in my 20s this time, and I was just really trying to figure out if because you know how lesbians, I was like, we're bisexual for a minute, and I was like, no. I was like, all right, I guess I should touch a penis again to make sure. And then this guy, this time I was a little bit older, like I said, and I thought to ask for a tip, advice. And he told me to try circles. And I was like, okay, lesbians like circles. I can wrap my head around that. That's not literally, but yeah. So I took that lesbian death grip, like I said, and I just did like I was turning butter. Dick butter. A lot of velocity in that. Yeah, he didn't ask me to stop. He screamed. I ain't never heard a person make that sound before. It's okay, like his name was Chad, so he thought it was very good. Every time I say his name, like, yeah, fuck Chad. He was actually really nice, but fuck that guy. Let's talk about vaginas for a minute. Shane said it's rated R, I can do that, right? That's like, because last night I was trying to be clean, so I'm just going to be extra dirty, I'm just going to fuck y'all up, I like it. I feel like y'all can handle it, you seem awfully clear. Here's a fun joke about pussies. Y'all like that word, pussy? Yeah. I'm gonna say it a lot. Okay. Like, yes. I love it. Like, you know how lesbians, everybody's like, oh, they really know what they're doing. They're like crushing. They're so good at vaginas and stuff. We don't start off good. Maybe you did. You seem like you got this. I always kind of think black women are just naturally good at everything. My God. We're talking about that. Huh? I was 17 the first time I tried with a vagina, and she was one of my best friends, you know, and we were like, let's experiment, let's do this together, but I feel so much pressure because I'm a lesbian, I gotta be like the best. I gotta get in there, I gotta blow my mind, and I didn't do that. But I wanted to be a little bit more prepared than like I was with the penis. I wanted to come in there knowing stuff. And I'm a little bit older. We had the internet back then, but it wasn't Pornhub and stuff like that didn't exist. So I found the next best thing, which is short stories online about cunnilingus. Probably written by men that have never performed cunnilingus, so how would I know? So the first one, obviously, was the alphabet. You know, we heard that's bullshit. Pick one letter, stick with it. And then one of them, I really stood up and like, oh, this one's going to make her do it. Yeah, this girl knows what she's doing. It was that you use an Altoid while you're down there. Has anybody ever heard of this? Yes. Thank you. I like you. But it makes it all tingly, so I figured I wasn't going to tell her I was using it, so you just take my tongue's back and make it tingle and stuff. And when we were going at it, I was like, excuse me real quick, and I ran and I got my JanSport, and I was digging around and I'm a lesbian. It's in my Susan room right now. The same one. But no, I was digging around it. I didn't have the Altoids. What I did have was that, you ever remember those tiny little icebreakers, those little tiny ones that have the blue specks in them? Yeah, they're a little bit more than curiously strong. But it's so little, but tiny, and I never did with a vagina. Because I didn't know. So I was like, oh, I'm going to put it on the tip of my tongue. It's going to stay there the whole time, because that's how things work. And I got in there, and I immediately lost it. There were way more crevices and flaps than I was prepared for. I had no idea. I never looked at my own. That's fucking gay. But I was on, and I misplaced it, and at first she was like, ooh, what's that? And then like 15 seconds passed, and her tone changed a little bit. She was like, what the fuck are you doing? It hurt her. And I popped up and was like, oh, so I just went, oh my, I'm confused. An Altoid. She's like, are you using an Altoid? And I told her it was icebreaker. She got upset, understandably. And then she asked me if I lost it, and I lied. I said, no, I know exactly where it's at, because I'm good at this. And she told me to get it out with my tongue, because we're staying in the mood. You know, teenagers, they know what they're doing. And so I was spelunking in there, just looking good. And I found it, thank God. I did find it after a while. It was considerably smaller. It had done some damage. And she was unhappy with me, and I was just standing there looking at her with her minty fresh burnt pussy. And I wanted to help her. She was my friend. I cared. I wanted to help her. So I remember one of the other stories I read was that you use ice cubes. I'm sure everybody's heard of using ice cubes, right? Okay. All right. And I went, and we were at her mom's house. We were 16, obviously. And I went, and her mom only had those really big, oversized ice cubes. I was like, I can't fit that in my tiny, dainty mouth. So I was like, okay, next best thing. I poured a big glass of ice water, and I just went and spit it on her. Because I didn't read all of that story about what you're supposed to do. I just knew that it involved ice. And it's supposed to be wet, so boom, crushed it. We should have been in her mom's bed. That made things a little extra weird, but that's okay. I'm still actually friends with this girl. We do not have sex anymore. She is a lesbian, but she likes to tell people I put her back in the closet for 10 years. Yeah, she went back to men for a while. So ladies, I'm single. Yeah, exactly. Let's go back to talking about dicks. Why not? I recently saw my dad's penis for the first time. I did. It was not, I didn't want to. It was an accident. Neither of us wanted it to happen. My dad, he was on some drugs. He was a little sick, and he didn't realize that it was just hanging out. He's white. It was poking out. Let's be real. That's about it. That's being generous. Like, it explains so much because he's such a fucking asshole. Like, I get it. I don't understand why he hates black men so much. Like, yeah, they got way more of him. Let's just say I come from very small beginnings, so. And maybe I should forgive him for his shortcomings. Especially considering because I am one of them. So. It's just crazy that like I came from something that size. Like, look how big I got. All things through Christ. What won't he do? What won't he do? It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. He would be very upset if he heard that joke. But he maybe will one day. I'm going to record an album next year, and I think I'm going to put that on there. You want to see my album, Daddy? I don't want that inheritance, though. I maybe shouldn't do that. So I used to live in New York City. You guys heard of New York City? Okay, yeah. Not big fans of it. Yeah, Charlotte's better. I do love Charlotte. But I lived in New York City for a couple of years during the pandemic. Perfect timing. And I never really felt like I fit in there. Literally, because everybody's skinny little bitches out there. I couldn't fit in the subway seats. Like, fuck y'all for that. And a lot of my female friends, they would talk a lot about how they were afraid to walk home at night by themselves because they thought they were going to get snatched up and dragged into the bushes or something. And that's terrible. That's a terrible fear to have. And I think what made me feel worse is that I did not share this fear, not even a little bit. My ass was out on a Tuesday in the middle of the night hanging out on the Brooklyn Bridge with homeless people. I didn't give a fuck. I was there to party. And because let's be real, like, I'm a big woman. Like, if somebody wants to snatch me up and drag me into the bushes, well, he don't have to be doing it. That man is going to have to have a strong core, you know? And he's going to be one of these scrawny bush rapists getting me. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that much. And I'm not going to run, and I'm not going to fight. I'm just going to go limp. No bones, no one's baby. There you go. Drag me. Drag me. If he can get me in those bushes, he damn near earned it. Let's just do it. Heard this joke 20 times. No, I ain't gonna be one of the scrawny ones. It's gonna have to be like a linebacker, like a Duff Racky type of fella, you know? Like a Jason Momoa. Yes. And y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I am a lesbian, but Jason Momoa, that man ain't gonna drag me anywhere. My ass will skip into those bushes. If he wants to piggyback it so he feel like he took me, you know? It's not a generous number, you know? Man, I hope he gets me pregnant. Oh my God. Those would be some sturdy babies. Dear Lord. These hips are ready for the mole babies. They just don't hurt me, don't hurt me, don't hurt me, don't hurt me. I beat a queer dragon in no time. Finally get that HBO special I deserve. I don't know why you're laughing so hard at that part. Wow. Oh, she thinks she's doing the HBO special, but there you go. I'm super a beautiful person. I get picked on a lot though because I do get crushes on boys, but it's not like I'm still a lesbian. It's not like I don't want to do anything sexual with them. But I notice I do have a specific type. I like the big, burly, like obviously Dothraki types, and Hawaiian for some reason. Like I really love Dave Bautista. You know who that is? Yeah, I just want to climb him and like play with the wrinkles in his head. It seems really nice. We got a lot in common. But then my number one man crush in the whole wide world is beautiful, the one and only Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Oh, he is a dreamboat. I don't care what you stop shaking your head because you're wrong. I did this joke not too long ago, and some girls were like, I hate Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and she's dead now. Thank you. You know, talk about my man, because if you want to stand up for her man, that's what she does. But no, my dream since I was a little girl, before I knew what queer was, my dream was to have a big burly man carry me off into the sunset. And like I said, I'm a big woman, and I think Jason, I think he could carry me, but he'd have to toss me over the shoulder. And I want something a little bit more romantic, and I think Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, you always got to say all four names. I think he could cradle me like the baby angel I am. And I could rest my head right on his glistening chest. It'd be like moist, but in a fun way. And just inhale his musk, you know, then my ovaries quiver. I'm still a lesbian. I'm still a lesbian though, because I don't want to do anything with his penis. Right? I'll watch him do stuff with his penis. But that's just like friendship stuff. Like we're just getting to know each other, you know? That's what friends do. Alright, thank you all so much for laughing at me. I appreciate it.